Hey everybody, welcome back to Quest for welcome to Quest for Glory 4, Shadows of Darkness.
Please insert your saved character disc from any of the first 3 Quest for Glory games into the disc drive, so that your hero can make the journey to Quest for Glory, Shadows of Darkness. Your character has...
That's the thing about Quest for Glory 4, you can start your character over and over again.
You awaken from nightmares of flying and falling. You find yourself in this strange place, the only illumination, an eerie green glow. You've lost your weapons and the contents of your backpack somewhere during the journey. All you have are the clothes and armor on your back. This leaves you with 4 burning questions.
Ow, the pain.
Where are you? How did you get here? Who brought you here? And how in blazes can you get out of here? No, make that 5 burning questions. What city did your luggage end up in this time?
Fair question. I mean, why do I only have leather armor?
The desiccated corpse is half buried in the rock of the cave floor.
Well, he's not using anything.
Search the desiccated body. The only still usable item is a dagger, which you pick up. However, lying around the bones are some coins. 5 golden coins. Each have a crown stamped onto them. And 13 small copper coins, each stamped 1 kopeck. You are in a large cave, dimly lit by glowing lichen on the walls.
Ugh.
Strange, irregular outcroppings.
Knowing what this is, that makes the lichen even more disturbing.
Looking like the skeleton of some enormous beast. Here and there, petrified human bodies seem to grow half in, half out of the floor and walls. The deteriorated corpse has grown part way into the cave wall. It's a rotted, ancient corpse, half buried in the cave wall. A brief search reveals a piece of hard grey rock, which you take, and some coins, 3 crowns and 13 kopecks.
I have a rock.
You find 30 assorted copper and gold coins on the body. You strike sparks off the flint using your dagger. Torch soon begins to burn, almost as if by magic. This torch is...
Alright, let's try this one then.
You strike... You take the torch. This is some kind of altar to the Dark One. The top is covered with sand. Torch holders flank the altar to provide light for nameless rites and unspeakable rituals.
How do I know this already?
The altar feels strangely warm to your touch, but leaves a deeper chill somewhere within you. It seems to be a kind of stone valve acting as a door to the passageway beyond. You force the sphincter open with your dagger and pass through.
What? I didn't laugh, you
You've
laughed.
made it into a large chamber. Stone valves, like the one you just passed through, apparently block 3 other passageways. There is a huge stone altar in the center of the room, and an exit to the south. You're in the heart. Those scratches on the cave floor look deliberate. They must be a thief mark.
And nothing here. Let's get out of here.
A heavy rope bridge spans the deep chasm. You cautiously test the rope before crossing. It feels as though it's firmly anchored on both ends of the chasm.
That's good.
You are so exhausted. You just... After some...
Grief.
You have no idea what time.
That really drained me.
You slip through the mouth of the cave, just in time to avoid being crushed by its closing jaws.
Oh.
You are alive! Only one person has ever walked away from there before.
Who?
Who are you? How did you get here? Oh, there are so many questions I want to ask you, but I have to get home quickly. It is so dangerous out at night in Mordavia. The town is due north of here. Be careful. There are many bad things wandering around. Good luck. Oh, by the way, my name is Katrina. I hope we meet again sometime.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Farewell.
What?
The 6-pointed symbol seems to pulse with energy and comes loose in your hand when you touch it. You have the feeling that you may need this sign, so you carefully store it in your pack. The path is dripping with slimy goo.
Woohoo! Did I go the wrong way? I might have already went the wrong way. Like an idiot. I'm sure I did.
You feel a chill.
Nope. Don't pretend you can't go that way. God damn it. Oh no. Which one's get out of here?
You have...
Can I sleep?
You feel the sensation of floating freely in a swirling cloud of magic.
Hooray.
You are warm and safe, surrounded by the sound of peaceful beauty. You feel as if you are suddenly totally alive. You can remember every happy moment of your past, taste every favorite sensation, hear all the colors of the universe. This is the true joy of living.
So I'm stoned out of my mind is what you're saying.
Suddenly, you find yourself trapped by darkness. You cannot breathe. The darkness is tearing the warmth, life, and magic from your body. Pain! The agony of lungs without air, the burning cold of a body trapped in ice, the terror of helplessness as death approaches. You float, cold and lifeless. You awaken as the sun begins to rise. You wake in a cold sweat. You remember every detail of the nightmare as though it had really happened to you. You take a drink of the cool water. It tastes like wild strawberries.
Just remember to fetch some fruit.
Your magical lasso floats toward... You discover 30 crowns hidden there. You accept it as a gift from Irana.
Oh no. Sorry about that.
Lovely flowers. You pick a few.
For maximum points, we're going to try and do things in order. Which is why I didn't bother to get the bush.
You take an ear of the corn and put it away in your pack.
No?
The curved staff has a very organic look to it. Its curves seem somehow feminine. You can feel a sense of magical power radiating all around it. The staff feels warm and almost alive in your hand. You hear an eerie voice in your head.
This I must first do. The sacrifice of life for one of love.
You find yourself letting go of the staff very quickly.
Alright, fine. Be like that. I didn't want you anyway.
You!
Hi.
How did you get here? Why are you here?
I have no idea.
You
I have no idea.
strangers come to Mordavia. I am the Burgomeister. It is my job to know everyone and everything that goes on here.
Hi.
You tell the Burgomeister about how you came here.
Do you expect me to believe such a story?
Yes.
That you could walk out of that cave alive? That the cave would be open? Tell me no more lies.
No promises.
My name is Dmitri Ivanov. I am the Burgomeister of this town. Mordavia is a valley surrounded by mountains. There used to be a road which led from here, but heavy rains have created a swamp at the base of the mountain south of here. No wagons can get you in or out, nor can any person, except perhaps you.
Yeah, I'd have no idea how I got here.
This is the town of Mordavia. There is an inn and a shop down the street where you can spend the night or get some supplies and be on your way. The sooner you leave, the better for all. There are many dangers in Mordavia, and we certainly do not need a stranger to stir up new troubles. The Hotel Mordavia has rooms and food. It is a safe place to spend the night. The shop does not carry much. We have been cut off from supplies for a while now. Still, you may at least restock your food rations before you continue with your travels.
I don't think you understand that I don't know how I got here.
There are many strange and dangerous creatures that live in Mordavia. Trust nothing. The gates of this town are closed at sunset.
I can
Do
climb.
not let yourself get caught outside after dark, for few can survive a Mordavian night or remain sane enough to speak of it. Just leave Mordavia quickly. No good comes from outsiders, and we do not want you here.
I don't know how.
Leave here quickly. Go, and soon.
This general store is cheery and well lit, thanks to the warm hearth. The first things that you notice are the cats. They seem to be everywhere. Then you see the shopkeeper, sitting on her rocking chair as she knits. She's a very, sturdy-looking woman.
Good?
So, you're the stranger in town. I've heard all about you already.
The cozy cat conveys a calmness most common in comfortable confine. This used to be a knitting basket, but now seems to have become a cat basket. Amazing how that tends to happen.
This is true.
The cozy Careful, the cats may explode if you touch them. They're perfectly content where they are. It's a nice round barrel suitable for rockin' and rollin'.
Okay.
Roll out the barrel. Oh, on second thought, better not.
Yeah, polite, aren't you? And manners are as manners do, as my husband used to say. We'll see.
I try.
You can call me... let me see, what could you use? Well, I do have some lovely... And if you like... 3 twists of candy will cost... Oh, now garlic is a must-have item. It's just 25 kopecks for a bulb, and it will add flavor to any food.
Storekeeper looks around nervously for a moment, then continues.
You know, some say garlic also has medicinal and protective properties.
Underline, 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 underline.
My husband always said I make the most interesting sandwiches. They're very good for you, and I only charge
Interesting,
50
you say.
kopecks each for them. The shopping bag costs 50 kopecks. It is very useful for carrying your purchases or other large things. A flask of household oil will cost you 100 kopecks. It's good for door squeaks and can also be used to loosen up rusty wagon wheels.
That sounds something like something I could
I
use.
can sell you a very nice large pie pan for 250 kopecks. I've always admired the men who can cook. You can purchase the hand broom for 350 kopecks. I'm sure you'll really clean up with it.
Pretty sure I don't need it, but that's okay.
What would you like to know about? Yeah, Bella's a good woman. She's the one who really runs the inn. Her husband just gives orders. Someday she'll give Yuri a piece of her mind, and good for her. The things she puts up with. Bella, she was a pretty woman not long ago. Was not called Bella for nothing. Losing her only child really aged her. What a tragedy.
Child, you say?
The castle north of town was abandoned for many years. Then some strangers moved in 4 years ago. No one knows what goes on there now. But it won't be for the good, I'll tell you. Werewolves are gypsies, no question
Gypsies.
about it. They change into wolves at night, eating anyone they can get. Nothing can kill a werewolf but silver or magic. So you be careful out in the woods at night, you hear me? The gypsy camp is not at all that far from here.
We got a lot of silver stocked.
It is a bad place, and you'd better have nothing to do with it. It is dangerous and should have been torn down long ago. Many a stranger never came back after asking questions about it. So don't let your curiosity be the death of you.
Okay.
Yeah, my husband and myself had run this shop for many, many years. My husband passed on now, but I keep it just the way he liked it. A well-run shop is a busy shop, he always used to say. Not very busy anymore, what with the swamp. But I try to keep it going the best I can. Mostly housewares, but a few items that might interest you.
I'm gonna need the shopping bag, flask, pie pan, rations, candy. These avocado and garlic sandwiches are the strangest venturing meals you ever encountered. Still, they do last a long time and will keep you from starving to death. Of course, you may wish you'd starve to death if you have to eat them too often. Actually, maybe just buy a couple more. Well, that's good.
You be careful. We don't need you going around stirring up trouble after all. Got enough as it is. If you do find something interesting, you let me know, of course, won't you?
Okie dokie.
Goodbye. Or, as my dear departed Boris used to say, may the winds blow fair at your beck.
You've entered a small but
here
nicely
we
furnished
are.
country inn. Stairs lead up to the guest bedrooms. The floor is covered with sawdust and peanut shells. A barrel contains the few shells that manage to land in it. The innkeeper stares at you with an expression of fear and astonishment. It is several seconds before he speaks.
This is the Hotel Mordavia. Rooms here are 15 kopecks for room and board.
Man,
Pay
stuff's
for
pretty
1
cheap
week
around
in
here.
advance. Your room will be the first room at the top of the stairs. When you want food in the morning or evening, just sit down over there by the door.
Pay the innkeeper for your room and board.
Thank you for your payment.
This
You say you are
That's a good point.
magic is...
Not yourself. Talk to him.
The whole... My name... If you... Makes... There are many... The monastery is to the north of here. There is not much for sale at the shop next door, but you may find something you need there. The Burgomeister is the mayor of the town. You will be wise to listen to what he says and stay out of trouble.
Here we go. Hey, guys.
I am Hans. Pleasure's all yours. I'm a farmer of pumpkins and corn and a person of great importance here in lovely Mordavia.
Listen, I'm telling you, Igor's death must be avenged. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ivan, an elephant herder. Unfortunately, there are no more elephants in Mordavia, so business has kind of fallen off a tad.
Guys, is it just me or is Mordavia a wonderful place?
You got like demonic
Are you
eyes,
kidding? It's
man.
the greatest. There's many places to go, things to see. Are you kidding?
Right. Let's not forget that scenic cemetery to the east of town.
Everyone here's nothing but grins. Real friendly.
Yeah, except when we don't know you. We don't like strangers.
Or anyone else that's weird and doesn't belong.
Rumors. You talking to me? What rumors?
Oh, there are no rumors here.
Unless you count the rumor that the castle is owned by...
Horse patootie. There are no rumors in Mordavia to speak of. The town of Mordavia is a quiet place.
So, you named the
Full
town
of
after
friendly,
the...
joyful, stinky people.
Well, I'm not so sure about the friendly part. We tend to be very suspicious of strangers like you.
Yeah, well, anyway, the town is filled with joyful and stinky people.
Yeah, happy, joyful, and stinky people.
Well, I wouldn't call us particularly joyful.
But
As
I am a
matter of fact,
telepath.
most of us are pretty glum.
Oh, very well, all right, then Mordavia is filled with people, you know, stinky ones.
Yeah, many stinky people.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it many. There actually aren't very many of us around here.
Oh, forget it. Well, at least he stinks.
I get my keys?
The first door.
So, you are still around, are you? When are you leaving Mordavia?
As soon as I figure out how.
You tell how you
An interesting story.
As you enter the northern part of the town, you hear the sound of a chisel chipping away at a stone block. A man is carving gravestones at one end of the street. Your attention quickly moves from the stone carver to the ominous Gothic building in the center of the street. There is definitely something not right about this structure. This weather-beaten, boarded-up door once sported a painted sign. It's completely silent. The headstone carver stares. You introduce yourself to the gravedigger.
Hi.
Me, Igor.
You certainly are.
Building was Adventurers Guild. No adventurers, no guild. Town Mordavia. This north part of town. Oh, this day job. Also work graveyard shift. Little graveyard humor there. Igor dig graves in cemetery. Igor put dead person in grave. Igor cover dead person with dirt. Igor put headstone on grave. Oh, plenty job security around here. Business is piling up. Little graveyard humor there. Again. Oh, Igor not hear rumors. Igor not no stranger in town. Igor not no doctor make strange things in lab. Igor not no funny man in inn not funny. Igor not know many things. Igor not hear many things. Bad building. No go there. Bad, bad, bad.
I'll take your word for it.
He looks at you.
Still,
Hey, you gotta...
the Adventurers Guild is by the laws of the land.
Ah, cool.
This town was... Castle Borgov is north of the town. The last of the Borgov family left this valley years ago. Now it is inhabited by some cousin.
Really?
The people of the castle do not bother this town. I suggest strongly that you do not bother the people of the castle. Nikolai is an old man and easily confused. His wife has been missing for years now. He cannot face the fact that she is gone. Dr. Cranium is an idiot and a madman. If you are wise, you will stay away from him.
Yeah, but I'm not very wise.
It used to be that the only monsters around here were the...
Igor probably paid very little for his shovel. It looks dirt cheap. He locked the door
don't freeze, don't freeze, don't freeze.
This desk holds the adventure. You read in the adventurer's log about some of the exploits of past adventurers in Mordavia. Prominent among them is the story of Pyotr and the Dark One's cult. Near the end of the book, Pyotr tells how he led the armies against the Chernovi cult outside the Dark One's cave. The fighters were trained soldiers, but the cult members fought like madmen.
As they tend to do.
Suddenly the cult members changed their forms and became grotesque monsters. Many of the soldiers panicked and ran. The battle was nearly lost. Then Pyotr heard the voice of Irana. "By all my will, I banish you to..." The voice was cut off. The cult members screamed and ran. Pyotr entered the cave and searched for some sign of life. All he could find were the grotesque remains of cult members. The only sign of Irana was her magical staff lying on the ground. Pyotr picked it up and left the cave, knowing that Irana was beyond his help. Pyotr then tells how he brought the staff back to town and placed it in the town square. A garden of flowers instantly sprang up around it.
Yeah, sounds like Irana's stuff,
Near the
all right.
end of the book, Pyotr tells that he was going to seek out the rituals of the Dark One and destroy them. There are no later entries.
So I guess it went well, and he just never came back.
You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. It's almost become a habit by now.
I mean, almost.
You pick up the rope and grapnel set and tie it onto your pack. The finely crafted sword rests within this case, but there doesn't seem to be a door or any way to open the case.
It's really not my concern, anyway.
A portrait of an adventurer long gone. The painting shows a proud-looking adventurer standing on an obviously defeated dragon. It might have had more impact if the dragon wasn't just as obviously winking. The plaque says, "Wish you were here in Silmeria, Dunstan." There are a number of books on the shelf, including Hero Magazine's Golden Guild Guide to Mordavia, Flora, Fauna, and Folklore.
Sounds handy.
Which book do you want to read? As you scan through Hero, the Journal of there are a series of articles about the land of Mordavia. The chapter on fauna describes a number of interesting creatures. The Necritor is a vicious carnivore with big, sharp teeth. Some of the other monsters sound even more horrific. In the forest lives the Lishi, a creature known for playing practical jokes on travelers and playing riddle games, but which can also be helpful to those it likes. You learn about the Rosalka, the spirit of a murdered unmarried woman. Such spirits are said to inhabit lakes and rivers. They try to avenge themselves by drowning any man foolish enough to approach them.
I love how they use real folklore for this.
You could really learn a lot by reading this magazine thoroughly instead of just browsing through it. Isn't it nice that we included a complete copy in your game box? The book turns out to be an advertising brochure. It says, "I, Dr. Cranium, predict that someday one of my descendants will become the subject of a major computer game. The Castle of Dr. Brain from Sierra Online." Jeez, how cheesy can you get? The book is all about using spells in unusual... This book teaches the ancient Orient...
Right, well, I'm going to call it a video here. I'm the Blues32. This is Quest for I'm sorry, did saving cost me mana? Quest for Glory 4, Shadows of Darkness. DTFN. Ta-ta for now.